Dire team.
Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. Good morning, evening, afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. Hope you're ready for some Dota, because we've got some damn good Dota on the way here in the conclusion of Phase 2 of the G-1 Champions League Asia Qualifier. I'm Ayesee, joined by no one, once again solo casting this time around, but I'm kind of okay with that, if for no other reason than I get all this Dota to myself. And when you look at the two teams we have lined up today, yeah, pretty good reason to be excited. LGD International winners play today, a team which scarcely needs an introduction. A fan-favorite squad composed of players spread across a dozen time zones, all brought together under one of the biggest names in Asian Dota and making their mark on the esports scene in every tournament they enter. They're still riding high off of a strong second-place finish in the recently concluded G League, as well as a more recent win over another international squad in the Illusion that propelled them to where they are right now. As ballyhooed as the team has been, though, they're not without their vulnerabilities. They were pushed to a Game 3 by, if we're to be honest, second-tier team in the Illusion International, and their drafting and execution has come under increased scrutiny of late, following questionable performances following the close of G League. They have the muscle to outskill almost any team here in Phase 2, and they'll be looking to use that muscle against Vici Gaming. But will that muscle be enough, or will they return to the command performances their fans have become accustomed to during their rise to prominence? Vici, their opponents, enters play today, a team looking to step out of the shadows of the names behind them and carve out their own piece of history behind the captainship of Fenrir and the raw talent of CTY. They're one position and a player who turned heads all over the planet when he was able to win a recent one-on-one tournament stacked with top names including Ferrari 430, Siler, and Hao. And while we're dropping names, how about two more, ZSMJ and Yapez, two living legends currently occupying the second Vici Gaming Dota team behind this team, which is under construction, actually, and their Dota 1 team, respectively. Being a part of this organization is an honor for every player involved, make no mistake, but they're going to have to justify that honor, and a big win today would be a nice step in that direction. So two top-tier teams looking to square off, both with their eye on a slot in Phase 3 during the Asia Qualifiers of G1 Champions League. Bad Rider and Magnus going to be the first two bands out from Vici. Clockwork and Nyx Assassin taken out by LGD. And I'll tell you, if there's any hero who has seen his star rise in the last month to 2 months, in every scene, be it North American, European, Asian, you name it, Clockwork is just a hero that is feared and players just hate to have to deal with. If you have a good Clockwork player, he can confound so much, and we're not going to see that happen, as he's given so much priority. He's actually the first man out from LGD Gaming. So taking a look at the first two on each side, Lone Druid, Shadow Demon doesn't get a whole lot more solid than that from Vici. So much you can do with those two heroes, both work in a variety of situations. Can't really talk about where they're likely to end up until we see the remainder of their draft, or at least one more pick. On the side of LGD, they're kind of in the same boat. They're going to have Lifestealer, Leshrac, and Queen of Pain. Now, with that Lifestealer and Leshrac pickup very early on, that's going to give them the ability to very effectively offensive tri-lane if they want to do so. And we'll see exactly who they're going to go ahead and pick up as yet another support to work in that tri-lane, be it offensive or defensive. But depending on what Vici does here, I mean, Lone Druid, the thing is, when you look at what Vici has already with the Lone Druid really craves himself a solo lane one way or the other. Really likes to be run in the solo safe lane as often as he can. So Vici, with that in mind, probably going to be thinking about an offensive tri-lane as well. And then it just becomes a guessing game as to which team wants to dodge the other's tri-lane, or if they feel like they have the advantage and they want to meet head on, and what your priorities happen to be. LGD with the Queen of Pain pickup, a hero that wants to fight early on, and Vici going to answer with another hero that likes to fight very early on in the Juggernaut. So already Vici Gaming showing us a lineup that can push and push like hell. Lone Druid, depending on how he wants to build himself and his bear. I mean, once the bear gets an adequate number of levels under his belt, you know, Demolish just makes towers have no armor, basically. I mean, a Lone Druid can push towers by himself, but then when you put him with a Juggernaut and his early team fight potential on top of the healing ward to make sure that any push is going to have a sustained sort of an approach, you have a team that's going to be looking to take towers and wrest map control away from LGD Gaming International very early on here in this series. Now, LGD with a team that's not going to be afraid to fight and engage early on, and already we can see the synergy between Queen of Pain and Lifestealer. And one of the problems Lifestealer tends to face in a lot of cases is how does he get into a fight, pick a target, and stick on that target. Now, Open Wounds helps a lot with that. His magic immunity from Rage certainly makes his ability to get into a fight pretty top-notch, but still, he usually just has to walk into a fight. However, using Infest with a hero like Queen of Pain wants to get up close and personal to begin with, so you infest the Lifestealer into the Queen of Pain. He bursts out and locks on a target right on top of them, and it also gives them more versatility in how they want to build. A lot of lifestealers, if they don't have a hero that can get them into a fight like that, will end up going something that's a bit more predicated on movement speed. You'll see phase boots instead of treads, for example. Even been seeing a lot of lifestealers go something like drums plus Sanjin Yasha. Sanjin Yasha, one of the few heroes that if you watch enough Pro Dota, you will consistently see that item show up on it. Not to say it's super common, because it isn't. But as rare as Sanjin Yasha is in professional play, when you do see it, there are only a handful of heroes that will ever pick it up, especially in terms of heroes that are played extremely commonly, like a lifestealer. So that's something that a lot of players and a lot of teams like to prioritize. But when you have the mobility inherent in a Queen of Pain, and you can just rely on his ability to infest into her and allow that to be his method of getting into a fight and picking a target, you can end up going with more of a blow you up sort of an approach. You can go something like Tread's Armlet into a Desolator, for example, which opens up a whole new slew of options as well. The ability to take a Roshan in a bit of a riskier situation to try and sneak one in earlier on in the game. Once you get the Deso up, very much is there. But anyway, how about we talk about the bans? Vici taking out Rubik. And roaming Rubik's something that LGD loves to do. They love to have a very mobile, very aggressive Rubik play, so don't mind them banning that out either. Darkseer, just a high-tier hero in all regards, no matter where you want to end up putting him in lane. So taking him out, as well as Weaver, taking out what they consider to be, what I'm sure they are considering to be, another great hero to farm out of the solo safe lane or just the solo lane in general. So trying to make sure they at least get an edge in that exchange. Lina, Keeper of the Light and Puck, going to be banned out by LGD. No surprise, they don't want to have Lina following up Disruption from Shadow Demon with Light Striker Raid. The synergy between those heroes is excellent. Same thing with Keeper of the Light, a great hero in general. But on top of that, his ability to guarantee a landed Illuminate with a Shadow Demon on his own team, not something that LGD Gaming wants to deal with, nor the initiation potential and reach of a Puck. And I think, again, that kind of plays into the idea that LGD Gaming is not going to be looking to make this a farm fest that lasts to 40 minutes, 50 minutes, etc. I mean, they'll obviously play that long if they have to, but with the lineup they have and the bans that we already see, the Puck band in particular means they want to fight a lot earlier. And that's really what makes Puck such an excellent hero and why so many teams do prioritize him so highly, is he's able to start taking team fights and being a huge influence on team fights from level 6 on. He's not a hero that has to have a lot of items to really be effective. He does improve once he gets up some mobility items, even a survivability item or two. But generally speaking, he doesn't even have to have a Blink Dagger to do his job. Blink just makes it easier for him to survive after he's done his job. Nature's Prophet, going to be the fourth pickup. From LGD, Vici answers with a Jakiro, another strong lane support that's going to synergize very well with Shadow Demon. The ability to land a solid Ice Path and set up even Macro Pyres. Going to be there following the disruption, so very strong laning coming out of Vici. They may honestly want to offensively tri-lane this, and now seeing the Bounty Hunter picked up and the Nature's Prophet, I mean, they have a lot of options open to them. Queen of Pain would obviously be the optimal mid, and what they may just be doing here is anticipating an offensive tri-lane out of Vici. They're just going to stick Prophet in the woods, run the Bounty in the long lane, and then have Lifestealer and Leshrac hanging out, farming their own safe lane. That's going to give them some options, and again, something that I haven't seen done a ton so far, in all honesty, throughout the Ayesee qualifier, is really abusing mid-stacking and mid-pulling. It's a pretty ubiquitous thing to see in North American and European Dota. But so far in the Asian qualifier, just haven't seen it that much. And the aggressive nature of Vici's lineup it's a great lineup that they have. They just have to make sure that they don't hiccup. They don't drop the ball even for a minute. Lone Druid's one of those heroes that, when given the adequate start that he wants, whenever he's able to farm up a fast item, no matter what that item might be it a Radiance, be it a Maelstrom, be it even a Midas, to look for the big blow-you-up kind of items a little bit sooner in the game once that item pays for itself, he's in great shape. But Lone Druids are very susceptible, very, very susceptible to being ganked out early on. He's fairly tanky innately just by the nature of the hero in and of itself, but at the same time, he doesn't have any real escape mechanism. He can rely on maybe a lucky root or two. But for the most part, he's a hero that does need a little bit of protection. And we're going to see an immediate smoke up, and they may just be making a run straight for the Roche pit. Saw the Beastmaster picked up here. The healing ward has been skilled by Juggernaut. This is going to be a level 1 Roshan. That's exactly what they're going to do. The bonus attack speed coming off of the R, off of Inner Beast. From Beastmaster, with the bear to tank a lot of the damage. Everyone's going to have the right amount of regen, as we can already see. This is a gutsy, ballsy maneuver, and it's something that LGD can and should anticipate, and this is what we want to keep our eye on. How clutch is this Treant? Is this Treant going to wander in the right area? Here we go. They know it's going on. The Treant spots him out. Vici sees it. Are they going to actually just keep going? No, sure. Okay, I was going to say surely not. So, the valiant effort goes without a productive end. Vici rolling the dice. And why not? I mean, what did it cost them, really? A little bit of early game mana and a few hit points that they'll be able to regen. But anyway, Beastmaster will be going mid. I was actually going to get into that. It looks like we should have a... Actually, are they going to defensively tri-lane this Druid? They've got Shadow Demon up here for the moment. We'll wait to see how the lanes are going to pan out. I'm going to run through and see who's on who. We'll run through our lineups to begin. We'll have 1-4-3-7 handling our Leshrac, Nature's Prophet. I'm just going to call that Nick Miss Helen because that's what he has. I can't stand it when players do this. Love you much, but no, you're Nick Miss Helen this game. We'll have God handling our Queen of Pain. We will have Brax running on our Bounty Hunter and Pycat farming up our Lifestealer. That is Misery, by the way. Boom. Oh, I hate you so much. But on the other side of the river, the Lone Druid will be played by CTY. That is their number one position hero, and that hero and the player, I should say, that I mentioned did win a one-on-one tournament with some legendary names like Ferrari, Siler, etc. So that's a player to keep your eye on if you want to watch some rising stars of Dota. Santiago will be handling our Beastmaster, who's setting up shop in mid. Juggernaut will be played by XT. And down here in the offensive tri-lane, he's joined by FY playing on our Shadow Demon. And Shakiro handled by Fenrir. Here we go. There's a disruption. Ice Path's going to be there. And Pycat reaches through it. He's down to half health and unable to follow that up. And that's a problem they're going to continue to have. And it's something that LGD is going to be banking on in a very big way. Just because Misery is not going to be able to come out and help a ton. He is not going to be able, for a while, to be relied upon to help a ton here. Now they're going to come. There's an open wounds and the follow-up Split Earth on FY. Misery will be caught with the Ice Path, taking a lot of auto-attack damage. First blood. No! Disruption's there. And Pycat not about to let it go. They will be able to clean him up. Misery's going to end up being traded away for it. The Split Earth. Find him a little bit of time. They may end up giving up too. They will. 1-4-3-7. The second death on the board. First blood went to LGD, but the 2 return kills going the way of Vici. And that's what I was talking about. I mean, yeah, Nature's Prophet's there. He can come out, he can right-click, and his Treants can just kind of muck things up. But that's not a situation he wants to find himself in at this level. There's just not a lot he can contribute. He's extremely slow. He's not tanky at all. And Vici able to get themselves 2 kills. I'm actually surprised that LGD just took that shot. I'm really surprised that they went for an aggressive fight there. They just don't have that much punching power outside of Pycat. And Pycat's got to be careful here. I mean, he's going to be bursted down fairly well. He's got 1 salve, but other than that, no tango. So he's going to have to start eating through his supports regen sometime soon. Brax, in the meantime, going to be going blow for blow up here with CTY. Should be okay in terms of getting some last hits, in terms of getting some experience, but it's just going to get, life's going to get harder and harder as that bear gets higher in level. No doubt about it. Back down at bottom. Really don't want to flash the camera too far away from here, just because a fight can break out and honestly be over very quickly. And they're going to be playing neck and neck, given it's 2 melee heroes that are farming. And anytime you see an offensive tri-lane that has a melee hero, you can bet it's going to be a very aggressive one just by the nature of how it works. Because you don't show up in an offensive tri-lane just to get kills. Whatever carrier or whatever primary farmer you have, you want up front getting some last hits. They are going to split them up some, it seems, between the Shadow Demon and the Chikiro. I've noticed them trading last hits a few times. And 1-4-3-7 behind his carry. But the aggressive nature, the chest-out nature continues. In the meantime, they're going to pick the Druid off up here. And Misery able to contribute to that. That's a big deal. And that's about the 1 death that Druid can afford to have. A lone Druid who gets off to a bad start, unless you're getting something else out of it. Like if you long lane the lone Druid and he's just soaking up experience and trying to play very risky and get what last hits he can, then fine. But if you're going to give him a solo safe lane, if you're going to give him that much priority, he has to have a good start, especially when it's a one-on-one situation. And LGD opting to apply pressure and doing a good job of it. Now there's going to be another disruption. Rage should be enough to get him back to safety. We'll take a little bit of extra right-click damage in the meantime. But so far, they're in pretty good shape. We're 4 minutes in, 4 kills on the board. One of the more aggressive games we've seen so far in the Asia qualifier. Taking a look at the last hits here in mid, Queen of Pain, as anticipated, coming out quite well. She's got 22 last hits. Beastmaster struggling a bit. He's at about half of the production of the Queen of Pain right now. Bounty Hunter's actually holding his own really well up here. Brax doing a great job staying right in lane, soaking up experience, and is actually one last hit ahead of the Lone Druid. That's owed, of course, in large part to the one gank death he's already had. And to be honest, Lifestealer is doing a pretty solid job too. Pycat deserves a bit of a commendation. He's up against an extremely aggressive lane here, and yes, he has Rage to rely on to get himself out of trouble, which means he can more confidently walk up to the creep wave and last hit than most other heroes, melee heroes possibly could in this situation. But still, it's 2-on-3. And he's not getting a lot of help from 1437, and that's not bad play from 1437. 1437 is an extremely squishy target and cannot afford to be spotted out. Here we go. Gonna have the Blade Fury used, and yeah, extremely squishy target. That's what I was talking about. They're gonna trade their carry for Leshrac, though, so not the best trade. Infest is gonna be used, and there's a disruption from FY. Now, though, Misery's here. He's gonna spot out Fenrir trying to get away. Ice Path dodged! Happy Feet from Misery. Isn't enough to secure another kill. There's a salve up as he runs away. In the meantime, FY dragging a creep wave with him. Both heroes from Vici Gaming being tracked down. Here comes G. There's the open wounds, and the Scream of Pain should be enough. There it is. They get one return kill. Shakiro spotted out as he makes his way back down the river. Queen of Pain with her tier 1 boots. Both heroes have their tier 1 boots. And trying to find some safety, making a run for the high ground. He eats one more Scream, one more auto attack will do it. That'll do it. Big turnaround going the way of LGD. San Diego unable to help out the twin-headed dragon. 6-3. 9 kills on the board 6 minutes in. And this is the Dota you love to watch and love to cast. High-risk behavior with high-risk rewards if you're LGD at the very least.
Not your destiny.
Queen of Pain and her movement helping to make that a big win for them. 3-0 for her, 2-2 for Lesh, 1-0 for Bounty Hunter. And LGD off to a great start. Didn't really talk a whole lot about that Bounty Hunter pick. I probably should have during the draft. You know, I was talking about their composition and how they really wanted to fight early. And it's going to be the same on both sides. Hold on. Speaking of track, we've got the Druid tracked out. The Bear's looking for a root. He's not going to find it. There's a Sprout if Misery wants it. And not even going to worry about it. Another track kill, and Druid drops again. Big coup for them. Bringing the Druid down, now looking for a return kill, though. Brax is going to show up. Misery in some trouble. Brax uses Janata to buy some time. Is that enough? And he's actually just going to turn and start to right-click with that medallion. He's going to sprout in FY. Brax is there with the track. They may get another one. Brax can't get by. The treants are blocking him. Finally, though, 1437 comes up with one right-click, enough to add another kill to the board. 7 minutes in, 12 kills on the board, and a couple of them being track kills for Brax. This is an excellent start. Absolutely excellent start for LGD. And this poor Druid, CTY, not being given any room to breathe. He is going to get a fortuitous root on Brax, though. And Brax doesn't have enough mana to do anything. He will be able to run away. There was no follow-up. There was support from Vici in the vicinity. But now, after the bottom lane seemed to be the primary battleground of this game, all eyes on top lane. This becoming the main point of attention. Meanwhile, in mid, in the absence of any hero, as Beastmaster rotated away, Misery and God going to begin laying into the tier 1. We're going to see a TP back in. That will be Beastmaster. He's level 6, has a roar if he wants to engage, maybe open things up for a counter gank. But for now, looks like they may just try to trade. They really aren't in position to do this, though, and there's going to be a TP to top. So this is just a flat-out win for LGD. They get the tier 1 mid. They rotate Brax back up. FY up front is going to be able to get a disruption off with the Sentry Ward, having given vision of Brax. Good split earth, though, buys a little bit of time. Brax in good shape. 44 last hits for Queen of Pain. Got off to a fantastic start. The Lifestealer is actually on par with the Lone Druid, which is due to LGD's fantastic movement, their ability to apply pressure to this top lane. Now in mid, San Diego going to find himself an invis. Take a little damage for it, but he should be able to make it back to safety. But because of LGD's ability to pressure that top lane, they find themselves in a great position. Lone Druid has not had a good start at all. He's got 400 gold on him, a set of Tranquil Boots, and an Orb of Venom on the Bear. That's it so far. He's been killed off 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. No, twice, rather. And both of those kills were track kills. Or no, one of those kills was track kills. Then they got 2 more later on from Brax. And we can see Vici realizing they're really under the gun here. They're going to have to start getting a lot out of this Juggernaut. He's got his phase boots up. And they're ready to push this tower down. That's going to free up bottom, though. At best, it's going to be a trade. And they may just be happy to trade this. They have a glyph if they want to spend it. And no resistance as of yet. This composition of VG should be able to push a lot quicker than the 2 heroes of LGD in bottom. But now the TP's going to come in. They want to fight. And here comes Pycat. Open wounds, XT completely cleaned up. Disruption is there, but all it does is set up a Sonic Wave. Fenrir is going to drop 2 more kills down on the board, and Brax isn't done. Looking for another target. They get the tier 1 bottom, courtesy of Prophet and the rest of LGD, enough to ward off the entire team of Vici Gaming. Vici is just being outclassed. There's no other way to put it. The decision-making, the movement, the execution of LGD is top-notch. They're taking what they're being given. They aren't pressing. What risks they are taking are calculated risks. And Vici Gaming beginning to fall quite a bit behind. Brax is level 8 now. And he's had a great game. They're going to engage on the Druid. Here's God. Now the TP reaction is going to be there. There's the courier. They need to watch out for that. They are going to manage to clean up the Druid. Zonky makes his way into the jungle, so he'll be safe as well. And Juggernaut forced to run away. Brax is still chasing him. There's a track on him. They're going to get another kill. He had Omni Slash. He had Omni Slash and didn't use it. Not to say it would have saved him entirely, but certainly would have made his death a bit more worthwhile. Perhaps getting a kill with some lucky bounces. As is, LGD absolutely running over Vici Gaming right now. Absolutely running them over. Taking our first... Are you kidding me? Our first look at the gold graph, I usually try to look about 10 minutes in. Occasionally, I'll flash it if there's a big turnaround. 10 minutes in, 10,000 gold. We're 11 minutes in, so just under 1,000 gold per minute lead being generated by LGD right now. They are on a different planet, and Santiago going to be tracked on Ida Janata, but having teammates around, Brax wisely decides to pull himself out. Armlet is already done on Pycat. He did go ahead, or just about done, I should say. He did go ahead and invest in the phase boots, becoming more and more common on lifestealers everywhere. Gives you a little bit more punching power early on. The movement speed allows you to get in and get out of fights much more effectively than you might be able to otherwise. So a nice hybrid build, I would say. Not going for the completely overboard, let's build phase boots and a freaking Sanjin Yasha. But let's build a little bit of movement speed as well as bonus damage, and then get an armlet just so I can begin to maul people that much quicker. Taking a look at the items, Prophet's actually tacked on a Midas. He went Medallion first. That Medallion, by the way, has been one of the better investments I've seen a Prophet make in a long time. Not to say it's the most uncommon item in history on a Prophet, but in this particular situation, it was fairly ballsy coming out of Misery, because he knew that his bottom lane was going to be under the gun. But the way he's used it is what's made it so brilliant. Because he didn't pick it up and then go, okay, let's try to fight the tri-lane in bottom. 1437 should be picked off here. And will be. Brax going to eat an ice path as well. Going to do some damage, and they're going to actually... No! What? 1437, what's going on? Now we're going to see Jakiro cleaned up. What should have been the easiest kill in history goes against them. 2 traded for 0. 1437 sitting at... Oh, a Sonic Wave got them both from the low ground. Santiago bottling as best he can. It's a massacre. Santiago, the 4th in a row to drop a triple kill for God. And this game already almost out of reach. 12,000 gold going the way of LGD. 12,000 experience going the way of the international squad, the international sensations under the LGD banner. Another tier 2, our first tier 2, I should say, is going to drop. They haven't lost the tower yet against a Juggernaut and a Lone Druid and a Beastmaster. They have not lost the tower. Not one. What phenomenal play. Do they sell Wheaties in China? If they do, a fresh box was cracked open this morning by LGD. Make no mistake about it. And they are not done. Armlet complete on Pycat as mentioned. He has his phase boots as well. Drums and phase done on Brax. Even Leshrak's looking good. He's got a set of treads up that's going to tank him up, give him some better movement speed along with that bracer. And Prophet just farming away. Misery with his Midas. He's sitting on just about 2,000 gold. Could finish his treads now if that's his choice. That Medallion is actually going to give them a chance to take Roche really soon if they want. And if they're able to take this tier 2 mid, That's probably going to be their next goal. If they're able to take that tier 2 mid, they can just shove in top, tier 2 or TP back to the tier 1 mid, smoke, and then walk into Roshan. And using the armor reduction from Medallion and the bonus damage that Lifestealer has accrued to this point, and the treants to tank Roshan, they can take a Rosh pretty easy. Vici, though, going to find a target. It's going to be 1437. He's going to be engaged upon. TPs are going to come out. They don't want to fight here. No, actually, now they're coming back. A TP is just completed. They just can't catch them because of track, and now the drums popped. He is moving. There's the roar, going to catch 1437. Here comes Misery, but no, 1437 still alive, but finally does drop. Pycat going toe-to-toe with the whole team. Here comes the re-engagement. God's there. They're all grouped up. If he has a Sonic Wave, he does. Doesn't spend it yet. XTT is going to be able to survive a little bit longer. In the meantime, Pycat does clean it up. TP's going out. Pycat pursuing out CTY. CTY and God have their eye on the prize, and the prize is a big old bear. One good route. Going to delay Pycat at least for the moment. Here comes Misery. Back in, ready to seal the deal. And he has a mech up as well. That's going to be another track kill. And another big turnaround. LGD. I lack words for the Dota we're seeing. Yeah, GG's going to come out. 15 minutes and 22 seconds. In our first game of this best of 3, the finals of Group C in the Asia qualifier. And LGD hands Vici Gaming one of the most one-sided losses I've ever seen. I have ever seen. Fantastic play out of LGD International. And can't wait to see what they have in store for us in Game 2. Vici Gaming, a team with a ton of talent, with the ability to beat anyone on any given day. But that day ain't today. I'll tell you that much. That day ain't today. Today, at least for Game 1, it's LGD's day. Less than 16 minutes it took them. A 15-minute rout. And Vici Gaming 1 game away from elimination. LGD International living up to their billing, living up to their name and their reputation. 1 game away from advancing to Phase 3 here at the G-1 Champions League Asia Qualifiers. I'm Ayesee. You're here on one more game, TV2. Stick with us, guys. Game 2 of this best of 3 heading your way next. Make sure you hit follow and check out our coverage up. G1.2p.com for all of your G1 goodness. See you guys in just about 5 minutes.